that bad. It's that bad. And it's the truth. So with Nigeria, you never can tell. But then again, let's look at our past experiences. You know, when things like this are about to happen, the government will now come out and, make a statement and say, oh, no, it's not going to happen. I mean, it was just a rumor, disregard it. And then people start to say, okay, it was just a rumor. And then when you least expect, that's when they strike. I mean, experience has taught us that they've done it time and time and time again. So really and truly real, I'm not letting go of my guard because I know that anything can happen. You see, they say there's no smoke without fire. I'm keeping my fingers crossed and my hands crossed that nothing will happen. But real, look back at their antecedents. I'm throwing it at you. Yeah.
Thank you. I wonder when sometimes a lot of Nigeria, I understood the fact that we have experienced some kind of difficulty and betrayal
and deceit, maybe.
And deceit
yes,
from the
betrayal
government
and deceit, yes.
and from the past administration. But sometimes I feel like if somebody could say, oh, fuel could get to 1,200, why can't they come and say fuel can come down to 250 naira? Because
that would be the day.
So now the truth is, in Nigeria now, a common Nigeria, ordinary Nigeria, if they say fuel will get to 1,200, there's like 90% belief, like if it happen, and if they say fuel will come down to 250 naira, there is like 90% doubt that no,
it's not possible.
So let me quickly take you back to during the campaign time.
Yeah.
Tinubu, the current president, Your Excellency, sir, would always come and tell you, I will remove fuel subsidy and I will take some hard decisions or policies. And we'll get to reason that way and say, this man have been saying this thing, but yet people voted for him. And this is what I'm trying to say. At that time, me personally on this table, I predicted that fuel would get to like 700. I said it. So when it was coming up, I was not surprised. Even at this 6 something, I was not still surprised. Even me, I'm still expecting 700. But trust me, I won't expect 1,200.
That would be,
because in my small research, I figured that even the subsidy was not 100% removed. If it was, the hardship would be more than this. But government won't let us know it was not 100% removed, because a lot of petrochemical engineering or analysts had come out to say, see, they did not remove this thing 100%. They are still subsidizing in a way for Nigeria, just for us to have, to be comfortable in a bit, because nobody is comfortable in this country right now. But I'm just saying, why can we not be positive and say 250, reduce
because
it?
We know this country, and I still believe that they are going to increase. I feel like that one too was like trying to scare us. That one, but I know that before this year runs out, please ready to buy for 1,000. I'm sorry to say, they just wanted to scare you with that one.
I won't stand on that.
Because they tell you 1,000, you say at least it's better.
Because to be fair on government, yeah. Except if we don't want to talk the reality.
You want to be fair on Nigerian government.
Yes, now they are human beings. That's not what. Yes, I will be fair on anybody who I feel like, as long as I know that my calculation is right. Government is not the person determining the price of fuel.
Okay.
You need to understand that where we need to go now is out. We need to help our research. One. Number two is how to help the naira and the dollar.
No, but I want to take you. I want to disagree with you, review. I want to disagree with you in the sense that you say government is not the determinant.
They are not.
Indirectly, they are, because they are the ones selling this crude.
Exactly.
Indirectly, they are. They're selling the crude. Now, if they do the right thing, you understand, then we will not. You see, yet maybe at this point you can say they are not directly in charge, but they are in charge somewhat, because they are the ones that's selling the crude. They can take better decisions when it comes to our crude, and then we could get better benefits as citizens of the country.
I would. You're very right with that. Yes, they might not be the one taking a direct decision of the fuel pump price because of the dollar. Is not the dollar price is not determined by our government. If the dollar price is determined by our government, then we can put a direct blame. However, this administration has started working on refinery. Now there is one refinery test running already. There is another one test running, that is a private one for Dangote. There is another talk that the other refineries will work. And I believe this administration is different from the last administration. Yeah, the honest truth is, look at, Nigerians want to enjoy without going through pains. I will continue to say, as much as I don't like what Nigerian governments are doing right now, and the only thing I can point out is they want to spend on luxury, which Nigerians don't have the capacity to spend. But you see the policies and decisions they are making, they are not bad. Nigerians, Yoruba will say ikokotoba majata idi emagbono, although it is tawaba otife fire. Because if now you understand what I just say,
you need to translate.
Okay, let me translate it for you. Any pot,
not for her, but for everyone who doesn't understand.
Any pot will go show pepper, the bottom go hot. But Nigeria like say the bottom don't want tear. Now what am I trying to say? There, like you said, there is no smoke without fire. At the same time, there is no testimony without challenges.
Correct, and I agree with you.
Nigerians want Nigeria to get better. Let's take a look since Abacha time, get to the 1999 Obasanjo time up to now. Why are our refineries not working? The refineries they are correcting now in Port Harcourt, do you know they made the refinery, I think, before Nigeria got our independence. And how come so many administration has passed and they've moved and nothing was done to those refineries?
And we have had ministers.
And we've had ministers, and even the president at the point became the Minister of Petroleum Resources, and nothing was done. And now Tinubu is there, and we want magic to happen in less than 1 year.
Well, Rio,
aside from the money they are buying cars,
well,
and the renovations they are doing that have problems with.
There's always two sides.
That's the only problem.
There's always two sides to a coin. And let me quickly say this, while we're at it, that Ifunanya to me seems like she's totally given up on this
Nigerian
country.
government.
Yes, and you see, at this point, she speaks, the voices of numerous Nigerian youths. She's just one person, but I know she represents a whole group, a whole battalion. And for me, that saddens me, because the government needs to sit up, because these are the ones who will rule this country tomorrow. Now, if they've given up on the government and the country at this point, then who's going to take over? I'm sure if Ifunanya has her way this second, she will japa. Right or right?
Very right.
Very right. So yes, I agree with you. While I hear you loud and clear, Rio, that the government have be bringing out policies that will be beneficial in the long run. Let us not forget that Nigerians, their backs are almost up against the wall. So they don't have the luxury of patience right now.
There's no patience at all.
Yes, no tolerance level anymore, because they've had too much. We keep saying Nigerians are resilient. They are resilient, but guess what? Everybody has its breaking points. Everyone has his or her breaking point, and Nigerians are getting to that point where it's likely that they will break. So you need to understand, it's a two-way traffic. Yes, the government may be trying, depends on where you're coming from, what you see. Not everybody may see it your way. But having said that, yes, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But, they should also bear in mind that Nigerians are losing patience. And that's why they shouldn't be doing certain things that are not profitable to Nigerians. You're taking loans. What are you taking loans for when you know that you're going to be using them on SUVs? And you want Nigerians to be happy? No, they're not going to be happy. Come on, Rio.
Okay, like I said, I said apart from the fact that the government want to spend on luxury.
Yes, I heard you.
And we don't have that luxury of fun. Loans. I was at a symposium last weekend, and I realized reasons why government would take loans. Because most of the time when they get the loans, it firstly goes to the foreign reserve.
It's
of the country.
Mind you, I didn't say they shouldn't take loans.
I know. They take loans to buy, to pocket, to put in their own pocket.
They should take loans and use the loans, repay the loans, and use the profit. Invest the profit in the economy.
When we are seated here, it's beyond analyzing. Sometimes you need to let the people know this is what is going on.
Yeah.
The loans Nigeria wants to take now, by the time they get that loans, you will see dollar rates will come down.
So they are using the loans to buy down dollar or what?
It's one of the advantages.
It's not our disadvantage, because next year we'll have to meet up again.
Do you know we once had a president who came and sat on the seat of power, and we were sunken in debt, and that president came and cleared the debt.
That was Obasanjo. You see, okay, this is it.
How did we get to where we are again?
It's
just greed
we would
and
have
corruption.
to ask even the same Baba Obasanjo too.
It's a lot of greed and corruption.
If we are going to ask how we get to this place, we should start even asking questions from 1999 till dates. Yeah, but this is it. What I'm saying right now is this administration seems like the anger of the last administration is what Nigerians are putting on this administration. Why?
Because it's the same party.
Because it's the same party.
Umbrella, yeah.
And however,
and
it was the same Tinubu who reintroduced Buhari to Nigeria.
Yes.
And they had a collaboration.
Yes.
And we all believed, you sure that time why we needed Buhari was not even because of the embezzlement of the administration of Jonathan. It was the insurgency that was rising that time. The Chibok girls and
insurgency and the fact that people thought that Buhari had a track record of discipline, of great discipline.
That was what they sold to us.
Yes, and they started calling him, say, Baba, Mr. Integrity.
Yes.
And then, it is what it is.
Where we are.
Yes, and Tinubu is here now, suffering for Buhari's errors and mistakes.
No, not completely. You can't. No, you can't. Not completely. He brought Buhari. So, listen to me. There's no way. You see, there will be a little stain that will touch him when we talk about the last administration, and there are lapses.
Even if he had not introduced Buhari, but because they are in the same party.
He brought Buhari, he spearheaded Buhari being the head of state. So, I mean, you need to, when you're looking at this thing, you need to look at it holistically, because it's very important that all the little, bits and pieces come together to make the whole puzzle. It's really important. He brought Buhari. So, yes, Buhari's administration was a different administration. It's not a Tinubu administration. We know that.
Because even the Tinubu was not even carried along in the Buhari's administration.
Yeah, but he knows it's politics. That's how politics is. Isn't that what they do to each other? You use someone as a stepping stone.
At least they are living witness. And like, I help you to get to this place, and then you want to start making.
I mean, that's politics. You should have known better.
I know more than you, but you want to outsmart me also. But I'm just saying. This country will get better this year. I don't care what wants to happen.
Nigeria will.
But this country will get better this year.
What do you always say?
Nigeria will get better this year.
No, Nigeria will be great again.
Nigeria will be great again.
Yes, Nigeria will be great again. I mean, let's be optimistic. If not, it can be.
I cannot continue to say the country.
I have like 5 streams of income. So
I cannot continue to say this and that about our country, because the honest truth is,
I'm not depending on this government again. Please don't depend on the government to go and look for work, learn a skill.
The constitution did not say government will give you food and work too.
I'm just saying they are making life more difficult for us, because now they will say they are removing subsidy. Before you know what's happening, you are paying. Okay, we call this indirect tax that you pay all these things. Now you are paying more. You are paying more. Everything, because if there's increase in goods, automatically the tax you be paying on those goods will increase. From which pocket? You better go and learn any skill you can manage, anything. Go and learn anything, because this government is not your friend. I've not given up on the government though. You
actually have. You're speaking from two sides of your mouth.
I cannot even agree with you. Government is your friend, because even the Holy Book said there will be authority in the world. They determine so many things. When there was COVID, when government said don't go out, nobody stepped out. When they say you cannot go out,
and government, it's not as if they don't work. So look, they curbed Ebola. Don't forget. I mean, they've done quite a bit, but they're not beating expectations, as citizens.
The only advice, one thing about me, I discovered about myself last year was I learned that I should forgive myself if I want to forgive somebody. So, and another thing is, I don't like to expect anything from anybody, no matter how small.
Exactly.
The moment I don't expect from you, I won't get disappointed.
Yes.
But this is government. You don't have to expect from them before they disappoint you.
Okay, now that they're not doing what they expected to do, what should we do?
Okay.
But just know that government will not meet up all your demands. That's one thing you should know. And then see, let me quickly give an example. If you get a bottle water, you are only paying in naira for the content in that water.
That water is
everything made is dollars. So the government, sometimes I ask, why are Bureau de change existing? It's illegal to even have a dollar account in Nigeria. Everything should be naira. Until when they can do that? And how would they do that? It's still same. Imagine Dele Alake coming out to tell Nigerians that they are strong men in the north that are involved in illegal mining. Do you know there's a video on social media right now that a woman from the north, from Plateau State itself, came out to say, see, when those rich men discovered a mineral land, they will sponsor insurgency to dismantle people around.
Yeah.
We talked
about that yesterday.
And then what? That's where we should call the government on. Is it that they are among them? Are they the one giving them? What is happening?
No, but the truth is that, I mean, we're not children here, you know, and we want to analyze things and analyze them objectively. If there's the powers that be, you know, are not behind certain strong men and strongholds, then, you know, they would not succeed time and time again. Yes. I mean, from time to time, they do this thing. And then the government will now come and compensate with 100 million naira. Come on, how many lives is 100 million naira going to bring back? I think that's really wrong. But let's not deviate. You know, we're still talking about the press release, the press release. But right now, I think it's time for us to go to something else, and this is the TUC has presented 10 demands before our president. I'm glad it's the TUC this time, because I kind of have a little more respect for them than the NLC. Honestly, the NLC for me is a no. Okay, I'll just quickly go through that story and then we can discuss it. The Trade Union Congress, TUC, has presented 10 demands before the administration of President Bola Tinubu for implementation. The TUC made the demands in a New Year's statement signed by its President Festus Osifo and Secretary General Nuhu Toro on Wednesday, January the 3rd. The Congress asked the Tinubu administration to implement all agreements between labor and government, including the payment of the monthly 35,000 naira minimum wage award to public servants in the local government, state and federal services, and must be implemented until a new national minimum wage is implemented. Other demands including the negotiation and implementation of a new national minimum wage and payments of arrears. Inflation, which is running at 28.20%, must be drastically reduced to the sub-Saharan African regional average of 94%. Governments of state and federal levels should stop the unnecessary, economically unwise and unpatriotic tradition of taking loans, especially when these loans only end up being used to purchase thousands of expensive jeeps for legislators, pampered members of the executive and their spouses, or in building unnecessary offices and purchasing mundane and sundry things, including stationaries. Oh my God. Government should stop its ill-advised devaluation of the national currency that is precipitating the collapse of local industries which need foreign exchange to import raw materials, and which has led to the mega inflation in our import-dependent economy. Well, these are the demands made by the TUC to the president. Well, there are also other, sub stories under that one. But these are the basic things that the TUC are demanding from the president. First of all, my questions are: do you think the TUC is really in a position to be making these demands, considering the fact that some Nigerians think that they may be compromised? I'm minding my words, though, that they may be compromised. That's one. And the second question is: do you think that government would even batter an eyelid, to imagine, to do the demands of the TUC?
I don't know why I always feel like both TUC and NLC
Are the same.
they are the same. That is number one. Number two is they compromised a lot.
They did.
That's it. Number three is they have some kind of sort of political influence in their association. What else? The government does not take them serious
Anymore.
And or until when they want to frustrate the efforts of the government, that is that time they come out to say, hey, see guys. So, and this is it. If you want to advise the government or you want to demand something from the government, you have to ask. There are some associations in this country, they only make demands. You don't see their impact. They only ask, this is what we want you to. You ask the association too. Normally your association have, if a university is making a demand, you know what these universities are giving to the society. You know what you're making. Someone who came out and said Lagos State University will produce 1,000 plus doctors in a year. Like they are making effort in that place. So if their lecturers are now making demand from Sanwo-Olu is actually expecting something from them because he knows what they are doing. So let's call the TUC. Aside from saying increase salary and increase this, let's just be realistic. In what way are you contributing to the development of the nation that you are developing from? This economy we are talking about, we are under fire. We are about to collapse. And you continue to demand. It's like a child that can actually feed himself and knows daddy has some money, but daddy is broke. Then you continue to ask, and once daddy did not give you, you go and lock the gate. That's how you are not going out, except if you give to me. And that father will start looking at that child like a bastard. Like I never did this